Hi there, I'm Jackie from Echidna Sewing and welcome to My Design Centre Basics. In this video we are working with simple shapes and fills, and this is what we'll be creating. My Design Centre is available on many brother models. Today I will be using the Stellaire, but to make sure that we're all on the same page we do need to change some settings once we get in there. So we're going to go into My Design Centre. We do need to go into our machine settings. And we need to scroll to our page that gives us our measurements. And we are actually going to change it to inches today. And let's go back to our embroidery frame display. We don't want anything displayed. So to do that, we need to set it to the largest frame, which is our 9.5 by 14 on the Stellaire. We also want to turn off our grid so that we have nothing displayed. And then we're good to go, ready for our next step. Your icon style or position may be slightly different from mine, but the names are still the same, and I highly recommend you take notes as we move through. And remember, you're able to pause, rewind, and rewatch each step as many times as you like. Let's grab the machine and get to it. All right, so now we're going to go into our simple shapes and we're going to explore the fills. So here is our shape symbol. Here are our fill tools up here. So first we need to bring in a shape. So we're going to select one of these first. So here on the screen we have icons at the top and some icons down the bottom, the middle section here. These are all for our simple shapes. These are outlines. If I select this selection here, you'll see that now they're all filled in. So that's our fill selection. If you go to our third one here, it actually does the outline and the fill to make easier designing. But I do tend to use this one first and foremost because I can then select the parameters I want to use later. If I go through all these symbols up the top here, we have more options. So we have our closed shapes, we have our open shapes, our outlines that are created within our embroidery edit screen, and then we have our hoop shapes. I'm going to select the 9.5 by 9.5 because that's the maximum size I want our design to be today, and OK. So on the screen you can see now there is a hoop outline and there's also a red box around it if you look closely. The red box means that it's selected, so what that helps me know is that I can resize, rotate and do other functions that would normally be greyed out if it wasn't selected. I'm going to bring in another shape that will sit inside our hoop outline. So select our shape icon. We're going to go into our closed shapes, which is up here in our flag symbol. We're going to choose our flower here that has 7 petals, and we're going to OK, and we're going to fill each of our petals as an exercise. These are the fill tools here. We're going to use our paintbrush first to show you what it does. When I touch on the screen, it actually does the fill as a drawn line. We're just going to undo that. So to fill the whole outline, we need to use our bucket. So I would select it first and tap inside that petal. But what we're going to do first is we're actually going to go into our options and we're going to select what we want that fill to be. So the first selection here is a solid fill, and next one is a stipple, and it would just be a matter of selecting it, and then our colour. We also have our extra fills in here. This becomes highlighted once we select that. We can select our extra fills, and there are many to choose from. And we're all going to use number 1 and OK. And as you can see, it's just given us a representation there. And now we're going to use a different colour. We're going to use blue. And I'm going to go OK. And now we just need to select a petal inside the petal and we can fill it. And if I'd have selected the paintbrush, it would have only filled where I touched the screen, as you saw earlier. So now we can run through and put in extra fills in each of these different petals. So we're going to practice it. So we're going to do another one, go back into our extra fills, select number 2 and OK. I'm going to select a different colour, so I'm going to go to green, OK, and I just double check that my bucket is selected and then I can touch on the screen. And I'm going to keep doing that, so back into our options, we might choose stipple this time, and then we're going to use the colour orange and OK, and again double checking we're all good to go and select on the screen. So we'll go back in to our options. I'm going to do a solid fill, so we need to select this one over here, and we're going to select a different colour, so I'm going to do pink and OK. Our bucket is selected and touch our screen. Now I'm just going to finish these extra ones off. So now we've done all our fills, we need to set the outline, and I would like it to be a straight stitch. So we need to go into now our line options up here. So we're going to select that one. As you can see, we have our stitch types here in the centre. We're only going to use our double stitch, and I'm going to leave it on black and OK. We're going to use, again, we need to use our bucket to make sure it changes the whole line, and select on there. And did you hear that sound? That means it has changed the outline. I just need to go round, and I know I've reached the last petal because it's now knocking at me. It means that that one's already set. So now we're going to preview, which is on the next screen, what we've created. So we go next. Okay, on this screen we can see all our lovely fills are represented on our flower here. We can go around and double check them. We're going to select this solid one because he seems to be the odd one out. We're going to change him to a different fill type by selecting our box there. We need to go back into our extra fills, and we're going to choose the weave, and we're going to go OK. I'm going to leave it at that lovely pink colour and OK. And as you can see now, it has changed how it represents that stitch. Down the bottom here, we can resize how big or how small the fill will be. So I'm just going to, I'm going to resize it down so it's smaller and set it. I then can go into our directions, so that's like the rotation of the design. I could change it up and it goes in 15-degree increments, or I can go down. I'm going to leave it where it is. Then we can go into our outline, and the outline is where it stitches a nice single line around our shape fill. We actually don't need it, but I'm not going to worry about it today because we're already doing an outline, so it'll just add to the design. So we're going to set those new parameters. Now, as you can see, it actually hasn't changed up here on my screen. On different models, you actually will see that change and get a true representation. On this machine, I do need to select preview. It's going to tell me that it's not saved. That's okay because we're just having a look. We select OK. It's going to think, and then now we can see a true representation of our fills. Now I do want to show you one more thing, so I'm going to actually go return. I want to show you how to link the same selection or same setting that the shape may have. So I know all my outlines of the petals should all be the same. Now I need to check that, so I can use this linking tool here. So I select that, and it's confirmed that all my petals have the same outline, which was that black and the double stitching. We can also change our double stitching by going into here, and we could set it as a triple stitch. We could change the colour to dark green, but I actually prefer black, so we're going to leave it on black and OK. Now we can see here that it's changed to our triple stitch. So we can preview that again But first what I would like to do is I like to save it. So we're going to save it to our machine. And now we're going to preview it. You'll notice it doesn't give us that message. And we can see our lovely design is ready to go. And now we can set it to an embroidery. So select set. It's telling us that it's going to convert it, and OK. And there we go. Now we're all hooped up. Let's stitch it out. And now it's all stitched out, looking great. Thank you for joining us on our video of simple shapes and fills. See you next time.